Hi, my name is Jack Jensen, and this presentation is on big tech corruption. According to Internet Live Stats, 991 Instagram photos uploaded, 1,627 Tumblr posts, 4,286 Skype calls, 8,771 tweets sent, 79,277 Google searches, 81,829 YouTube videos viewed, and 2,864,308 emails sent, all done in 1 second. As long as big tech companies such as Google continue to grow and gain more power, they will wrongfully censor creators' content, adjust search results, and control the content which people consume. Until these problems are addressed, they will effectively shape the world in the way that they want it to be. I've done extensive research on the topic and feel qualified to educate you on it. What I'll go over in this presentation is a little bit about the background on the internet and how they got to this much control, the current situation, the problem that we're facing today, and two different outlooks of solutions. Let's get into how this all started. As we know it, the internet is very new. Google itself was founded on September 8th, 1998, making it only 21 years old. According to Tendered, the estimated net worth of Google is in 2020 is $300 billion US. Google is owned by Alphabet. According to Investopedia, the company Alphabet owns more than 200 companies and includes these involved in robotics, mapping, video broadcasting, telecommunications, and advertising. Many of these small companies that Alphabet buy are businesses that could be potentially competition or companies that could further their wealth and develop more. Google allows companies such as Samsung, OnePlus, LG, and Moto to use their Android software as long as they promise to keep Google apps on their phone, such as the search engine, Google Drive, Google Maps, and YouTube. This forces more people to use their services instead of the competitors. This further empowers Google's monopoly. Put that in perspective, 92% of all searches go through Google. Now let's talk about the current situation. Big companies such as YouTube have been known to censor, demonetize, or alter search results for certain words, phrases, or people. Demonetizing is the act of taking away ad revenue for a video. YouTube uses this as a way to punish videos that they see as harmful or hate speech, or what The Hill calls it, lasting damage to the community, including viewers, creators, and outside world. Many new YouTubers can be devastated by having their ad revenue taken away. This can force them to shut down or look for other ways to get money. One example of this is Steven Crowder. He's a conservative personality who is best known for doing the segment Change My Mind. In this segment, he sets up a table with a often controversial topic, but the words "Change My Mind." He then invites people with a differing view to sit down and rationalize their view with him and try to change his mind. Most, if not all, of his content is seen as offensive and is demonetized. Social media analytics estimate Crowder could have been making between $81,000 to $1.2 million per year from his channel ad revenue. Many other channels get demonetized, such as PragerU, Ben Shapiro, Dave Rubin, Jordan Peterson, and a whole sway of others. Dave Rubin and Jordan Peterson are not even conservative, they are classically liberal, who do not agree with far leftist narrative. Another great example is Tulsi Gabbard, a 2016 Democratic presidential candidate. According to the New York Times, Tulsi sued Google for blocking her ads for 6 hours on June 27th and 28th, along with putting more of her emails into spam than the other candidates, obstructing her ability to spread her message and raise money for her campaign. interview with New York Times, Tulsi remarked, "Google's discriminatory actions against my campaign are reflective of how dangerous their complete dominance over the internet search is, and how the increasing dominance of big tech companies over our public discourse threatens our core American values. This is a threat to free speech, fair elections, and to our democracy. I intend to fight back on behalf of all the Americans." This goes to show that even if you do, that it doesn't matter where you stand politically, these companies can do what they want. Dr. Robert Epstein is an author, editor, psychology researcher, and professor. He got his PhD in psychology from Harvard University and is the former editor-in-chief of Psychology Today. He's conducted a number of experiments over the past 6 years concerning the practices of big tech companies such as Google and Facebook. In a Senate hearing, while answering Senator Ted Cruz's question about how many votes Google have manipulated, he remarked by saying, 2.6 million is the rock bottom minimum. The range is between 2.6 million and 10.4 million votes, depending on how aggressive they were using the techniques. These techniques range from search engine manipulation, search suggestion effect, the answer bot effect, and a number of others. To put this into perspective, Hillary Clinton received only 2.87 million more votes than Donald Trump. If Google was using these tactics in the 2016 election, that means that Donald Trump may have won the primary vote as well. In another study about the midterms in 2018, Epstein states that biases in Google searches results have shifted upwards of 78.2 million votes to candidates of one political party across the nation in many different races. This number is based on data captured by my 2018 monitoring system, which preserved more than 47,000 election-related searches on Google, Bing, and Yahoo, along with nearly 400,000 web pages to which the search results linked. Strong political biases towards one party was evidenced once again in Google searches and not its competitors like Yahoo and Bing. Epstein also ended by remarking, "The problem with Google is not that it censors conservatives. The problem that is that the power to determine what content billions of people worldwide will or not see. No single entity, especially a private company, that is not accountable to the public should have such a power." Let's get into one of the solutions. The nature of this problem is really unprecedented in that it has both sides politically wanting a solution for the problem, such as Elizabeth Warren on the left and Donald Trump on the right. The main argument is the way to solve it. Google and social media platforms are classified as public forums, meaning that companies cannot be held legally responsible for what goes on their platform. This is a protection stated in 230 of the Communications Decency Act. No provider or user of an interactive computer service shall be treated as a publisher or speaking of any information provided by another information content provider. To put that into layman's terms, it means if there's a video on YouTube on how to create a bomb, YouTube cannot be held responsible for any wrongdoings with that information. Lately, these public forum sites such as Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook have been abusing this shield and started to act like a publisher. The publisher does not have these protections because they have full control over what will and go on their site and can be held fully liable for any illegal activity. The danger of having both protection of the public forum and the editing ability of the publisher can mean the end to freedom of speech as we know it. On May 28th, President Donald Trump issued an executive order to adjust the rules of Section 230 of the. Trump goes on to state his announcement by explaining in his executive order. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube wield immense, if not unprecedented power to shape an interpretation of public events, to censor, delete, or disappear information, and to control what people see or do not see. It is the policy of the United States that the scope of that immunity should be clarified. The immunity should not extend beyond its text and propose to provide protection for those who purport to provide users a forum for free and open speech, but in reality use their power over vital means of communication to engage in deceptive protectual actions, stifling free and open debate by censoring certain viewpoints. If an online platform restricted access to some content posted by others, it would thereby become a publisher of all the content posted on its site for purposes and towards such as defamation. It is the policy of the United States that such a provider should probably lose the limited liability shield of subparagraph C2A and be exposed to liabilities such like any traditional editor and publisher that is not like an online provider. The president decided to take action when Twitter decided to fact check his tweets on mail-in ballot voting fraud. Twitter tried to claim that mail-in voting is not fraudulent, but when in fact there is plenty of evidence to suggest otherwise. Now you know that what the president has done to try to fix this problem will go to another way to solve it, and I think is the right way. Though I do support the need to crack down on these social media giants, government involvement may only make things worse. YouTube creator Dave Rubin has another solution to the problem. Dave suggests that a free market should take out these social media giants and take care of their wrongdoings. How might you ask they do that? Well, over the past several months, Dave and his team has been working hard on creating a website in which creators can upload their content with free of being silenced. He calls the site Locals. The site is unique in which each creator can make their own communities with their own rules and landing pages. Creators are no longer demonetized because of their subscription-based model. Dave Rubin, the creator, states, "Locals built me the digital home I always wanted. Big tech can't censor my content anymore. My income isn't dependent on YouTube's arbitrary rules thanks to Locals' subscription model. And I am able to interact with my supporters in an engaging way that is impossible on any other platform." Other companies such as DuckDuckGo are providing competition to Google's search engine. DuckDuckGo is a search engine that puts its emphasis on privacy and does not track your search results. When I can, I personally try to use this site. More websites like this could circumvent the need for any government intervention. Though having government step in right now is helpful for all of us immediately, we may not think that when the very same rules that are meant to protect us turn around and are used to control us even more by a corrupt government. More government regulations may make it harder for startup companies and websites like this to start up, furthering Google's dominance in the competition. Let's wrap this up. In the end, big tech companies have way too much power over what news we do or do not see. This can be dangerous to our very way of living and to our First Amendment rights. These tech monopolies are very new and unprecedented, and we are just starting to understand the consequences of it all. Big tech not only has the power to demonetize and censor out content they don't agree with, but can even manipulate the way we vote. Changes are being put in place to stop this corruption, but government intervention may have unintended consequences and give more power to a future corrupt government. The free market is the safest way to deal with this corruption and guarantee that won't be terrorized in the future. By helping these websites such as Locals and DuckDuckGo and bringing more people to use them, we may have a chance at ending this corruptions. I encourage all of you to start using alternative websites to Google and social media such as Locals and DuckDuckGo. I also encourage everyone to spread the word on the corruption that is happening with these big tech giants. If we can get enough people to stop using their services, we may just be able to change their ways. Thank you.